about the heart disease. So normally when we mention about heart, what you think of in your mind in the beginning? Most people will think of a sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart, especially the young one. Sweetheart. Then slowly, your mind will turn into, suddenly you think of your own heart. This is when you are aging, your age catching up. Then the next stage, a lot of people they will check, the heartbeat. The young one will check the heartbeat. The boy and the girl were getting closer, so the heartbeat getting stronger. But for the old people, those married with kids, especially now at this MCO, a lot of people heartbeat getting gabra. The bahasa said gabra. You are very, Mr. Lee call it mess up already. It's very messy. The whole situation is messy. The situation in Kedah State is messy, in Alostar, and now police. And today, they are saying that someone in a doctor in what somewhere Jawi, the area was infected. So this whole thing will get messy. The worst part is when it's out of order, then it's too bad. So what do you do if your heart getting messy? If your heart is messy, not getting messy, what do you do if your heart is messy? You go to doctor, you go exercise. Of course, you will go back to the doctor, and the doctor will suggest you to do so many things, exercise, control your diet, take a good food. Some food are very good for heart. And then also maybe when things are out of control was too bad, then probably you have to undergo endoscopic and then end up a minor case MRI. No, the minor case after MRI could be putting a stent or some in Penang people like to call it balloon. Put a stent or two or three, or worse some. Then wow, you have like Mr. Lee always say have zip in their chest. Got a zip. Why is that? Bypass. So this is what normally happen when things get worse. And sometimes a lot of people they know that they're already facing all these problems, but no matter how they control, how they want to repair, cannot say repair, how they want to get it back to the better position. Sorry, no chance. Seriously speaking, I've seen a lot of cases. Those people they already got 3 stand. They put 3 stand. Eventually, they'll add up another 2 more. Eventually, they add up another more. Then they add up another 2. Total 7. Wow. It's like go to the maximum already. The numbers of stands they can put in their artery. So what to do? Really, is there a better way? Is there a very good way that you can prevent it whereby the efficacy and the effectiveness is much better than what can found in the market? Right? Congratulations, friends, if you are new today, and okay, of course, to all the brother and sister in Ventos, you all know that there's one medical device Ventos is promoting. It's the IM laser. Is able to help you to take care of your heart so that your heart is not so messy. And apart from that, can you see the background behind me? Oh, my head is a little bit big. Okay, let me put aside. Can you see that? Oh, that's our CV8, our Star Vitality Infinity. This will be another product which is last time only the emperor, the Chinese emperor are able to enjoy it. They have the privilege. And today, right? If you are lucky, you will get in touch with people from Ventros. They are also able to get it. So, okay, without further delay, I would like to pass this time to Mr. Lee, and Mr. Lee will explain in further why your heart is messy and what are you going to do. Important thing is what are you going to do and how are you going to tackle your messy heart, right, Mr. Lee? Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Lee.
Okay.
Wow.
Hi.
So
Good
I'll
evening,
pass the rest of the
everybody.
time to you. Good evening. Good
Okay. Thank
evening.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Yo. Okay, so I will continue with my sharing. Okay, let me open my okay. I can see in the screen there. Did I share already?
Not yet.
Not yet, ah.
Yeah, belum lagi akan
Belum
datang.
lagi. Okay,
Akan
okay,
datang.
it's coming. It's coming. Okay,
Be
sharing.
patient, don't make your heart be too
Okay, come
messy.
out already, ah.
Come out already. Very good.
Okay, so this is the part 2 of the topic that involve which are talking about heart, all kinds of heart problems. Because last week we have already went through a series of heart problem, okay, and then this week we will concentrate on those heart problem which related, okay, to heartbeat and then the valve inside the heart. So in fact, everyone should have a little bit of knowledge on how your heart work, and sometimes some of the symptoms when your heart is not working properly. And then normally we describe, okay, some of the condition when we feel that the feeling of what we call just now, like Mr. Yo say, is very messy. Okay, sometimes we have that kind of feeling. Okay, we say the heart is messed up, and then what caused this, and then what are the things you have to really take into consideration when you wish to prevent the actually the side effect or the all those what we call the uh, bad effect of having this kind of heart mess up. Okay, so from here, actually last week we have already went through all this. Okay, the artery problem, and then what we call all the muscle problem. Okay, on the heart, and all this will eventually will cause the problem of cardioarrhythmia, which is the irregular heartbeat. Okay, because of the expansion or of this cardiomyopathy, okay, or heart failure, or this pericarditis, which I have already mentioned last week, okay, which give a lot of changes in the heart muscle, and then it cause problem on the heart muscle, and eventually all these problem will cause, okay, irregular beating of the heart also. And then of course the other factors which normally when it happens, it will directly cause irregular heartbeat, that is the valve having some problem inside the heart. Okay, furthermore, some of the artery, what we call the coronary artery diseases, which are the most common, most popular, okay, among all the heart disease, okay, and it cause lots of problem, and balloon is necessary, stent have to be putting inside the coronary artery disease artery there, so as to make sure the blood flow to the heart will be in a better and normal flow, so that it won't create too much of problem. Okay, so we have already went through all the heart muscle. So this week we will concentrate on the valve. Okay, so you can see from here, okay, there are 4 valves inside the heart. Okay, from our right side of the heart, and then this is the left side of the heart. Okay, and then here you can see those blood which are flowing, okay, which have already didn't contain any oxygen, or without oxygen one, so will flow back, okay, to your heart, and then from your heart there it will pump again, go to your lung. Okay, from your lung there, okay, it will collect oxygen, and then from lung there will be 2 pipes joined together, and then coming back, and then it flows into your left side of your heart. Okay, and then from here, okay, this is called the atria, and then this is called the ventricles. Okay, so there is valve in between here to control, okay, so that the flow of the blood is in one direction only, so that when the blood contain oxygen, when it flow in, it will flow back again. Okay, so all this blood also the same. So there is a rhythm, okay, in between these two valves. Okay, there are four lah. Okay, but in one pair they react. Okay, so when this pair, this valve are closing up, normally this have to opens. So there will be a impulse, electrical impulse, okay, making the heart to beat, okay, and then the heart will press, and then the blood will go out from here. Okay, so whether it close up properly or not, or it will affect the blood flow. Okay, whether the blood can flow up properly or not. So these two valve is very, very important for valve lah, what we call. So they have to close nicely. Okay, from here you can see, actually there is a muscle. Okay, it looks like transparent current, very soft. It will move open and close very fast one. Okay, so it will eventually close up nicely, so that the blood won't be able to flow in or flow out again. Okay, so once it opens up, okay, it will opens up fully like this. Okay, so when the heart pumping, okay, the blood will flow out, okay, from here, okay, to your main artery, so that the distribution of blood to your whole body is begin from here. Okay, this is the push, okay, given by your heart. And then actually, in fact, on your right side of the heart here, there is a muscle. There are cells, muscle cells, which can generate a very strong current or electrical impulse will be developed from here. Okay, we call this natural pacemaker from your heart. There is the current will be produced here, and then current will be given. Okay, every time it release out through what we call the SA node. Okay, what we call the S node, S node. Okay, and then this node will join, okay, in your heart muscle, okay, in your what we call the atria and your ventricles. They contain small nodes also, which will join with the big one, and then they will react. When the current comes in, then they will distribute the current to the whole heart. Okay, and the timing is very important. So your artery will get the current first. So the artery will pump. Okay, the blood will come in. It will close up here. Okay, another current coming in. Okay, to your ventricles. Ventricles also pumping. Okay, extract. Okay, and then the blood. Here the valve open. Then the blood goes up. So eventually it will work in a very regular basis, so that your heart will be like big pop. Okay, you can notice the way it do. Okay, there will be two compression. Okay, one is from the artery, and then the other one is from the ventricles. All this muscle is working. So the coordination, okay, of the opening and then the current coming out, okay, and your brain to contract all your artery, your vein, have to be very accurate. Okay, with the help of your nervous system, or all the joining of controlling through your nervous system. Okay, so if your nervous system is not working properly, okay, sometimes it will cause some problem to the coordination. The timing will run, and then eventually it will cause some irregular beat of the heart, and will bring a lot of problem to our body. Okay, so this muscle, okay, the valve is very important. And then there are really what we call a muscle, look like transparent, very soft, but it will actually opens and close, and do the job nicely from what we call isolating the blood, okay, from atria and then these ventricles. okay, so that the pumping will be effective because there won't be any leakage, okay, when it pumps up. So the strength, okay, will be very strong. If let's say the muscle cannot close up nicely like this, okay, maybe there is some inflammation or maybe some injury damage, okay, on the cells of this muscle, okay, of your valve muscle, and eventually maybe spoil a little bit on the uh, this valve, and then it cannot close up nicely again, okay, there will be leakage, and this will cause when the heart is beating, there will be leakage, and then it won't be producing a very strong strength, okay, which are able to push, okay, your blood into the whole system correctly and then smoothly, and then this is the problem begins. Okay, so some people they might, okay, suffer from a genetic problem, okay, very young age, or they already have problem with the build up of this valve, and then sometimes they have to go for operation or to change, okay, or to replace, or maybe some, if not that serious, they have to gone through some medication, okay, to repair, okay, or they have to make sure, okay, the blood which is flowing inside the heart have to be maintained in such a way that it won't be the what we call the viscosity of the blood is not that thick, that high, and then it can pass through or smoothly, it won't be problem to the heart. Okay, so some people they might connect congenitively, okay, happen when during the baby times, and then they have to be replaced, have to do some operation. But sometimes lately after some years of using the heart, and then due to reason like last week we have already mentioned on the expansion of the heart, okay, or the thickening of the muscle of the heart, all this problem, it will cause, okay, some effect on the closing ups of the valve, okay, and then sometimes maybe so after certain time of expanding, okay, the heart will become bigger, so the closing will become not efficient, cannot close nicely. Okay, so this is the reason why sometimes it cannot close properly. And then sometimes when the heart, the thickening of the muscle of the heart, which make the flowing of blood inside the blood is not that smooth, or they flow out very slow. Sometimes when the blood is not running very smooth, it will cause problem of settle down of all those maybe some of the oily things, okay, or the fats, cholesterol, and then some of the unnecessary pellet, okay, or red blood cell, okay, which might crystallize or might join together, forming some plaque, and then this eventually will cause some problem to the valve, okay, actually at the side here normally, okay. So after certain time when accumulation, okay, is getting higher here, it makes the valve either cannot open nicely or cannot close nicely. So the opens up maybe will begin to narrow, okay, certain this fully open, this is not fully open, okay, because something is stuck there when it wants to open, cannot open fully. So this mostly are due to the flow of blood inside the heart is not that smooth already, either because of the blood, the viscosity of the blood is not so good, it's too thick, lack of water, or high in what we call like all these oily oils, like diabetics or high in sugar, make the viscosity of the blood become no good, or very thick, very difficult to move, and this slow down the flow of the blood, and slowly the forming will begin, and it will cause damage to the valve, and eventually there will be damage, and then sometimes it will cause stiffness on the muscle of the valve also, so the valve cannot open fully or close fully. Okay, and then eventually narrow down the pathway, so the flow out of the blood no longer is smooth, and then eventually the supply of blood to the whole body will getting down, and then it will cause some problem. Okay, so this is a problem on the valve, and normally what we can do, okay, in the early stage of all these valve, when the cells inside the muscle of the valve here is getting deteriorate, the function is not that strong, because maybe sometimes because of the supply of blood, okay, outside or to the cells of all this muscle. For example, the artery, the coronary artery, which supply blood to your muscle, okay, of the heart is getting blocked, okay, getting bad. So water flow to nourish all this muscle, and then the valve is getting lower. So the oxygen supply also getting lower. Then for a long period, you will damage, okay, the tissue, okay, the cells in which making up the valve one. Okay, so eventually the valve maybe there will be some damage, and then stiffness maybe will begin, or sometimes it will become thicker, okay, and then it didn't function regularly. So eventually it develop all these heart valve diseases. Okay, and then when you have heart valve diseases, of course, eventually these three types normally is happening lah. Okay, one is the flowing of the blood. Okay, what we call this blood regurgitation. Okay, that means the blood will flow back. Okay, it cannot because the valve cannot close nicely, so the blood supposed to go out one, it will some part of it will goes up, so the blood become very messy inside here. Someone to goes up, someone to coming back. Okay, and then eventually the valve cannot open nicely also or close nicely. Okay, and then for a long period this will cause damage to the valve here. What we call the valve will prolapse. Okay, and then it cannot function, it cannot do the job properly already. So the blood inside here will face a problem we call regurgitation. Okay, this regurgitation of the blood, and then this will bring a symptoms which is very uncomfortable. Okay, for the patient have this kind of problem. Okay, and then the other types is because of a long-term, maybe like high blood pressure, okay, long-term usage, and then the thickness of the valve is happening, and then it makes the valve cannot open fully, so the blood cannot pump it out very effectively. Okay, so all the blood here cannot flow up very fast. So this will cause problem, especially for the blood which are coming from your lung. Okay, the blood coming from heat going into your artery, okay, and then pumping out from your ventricles. They are all from your lung. If it didn't flow properly, so your lungs, those blood inside the lung cannot flow in properly also. And then the other problem, when the blood is inside here, it didn't flow up in one direction. Okay, this regurgitation is happening. So some of the material, okay, the waste, okay, maybe the pellet or some unused red blood cells, the fats, cholesterol, which contain inside the blood, they might settle down here, and then sometimes because the flowing is too slow, they might gather together and then they form plaque. Okay, thrombosis. Okay, all this problem, and then the plaque once it pumps out, okay, and then go to your brain there, then it will cause brain stroke, those problem, or maybe other parts of the body or may suffer from this also. Okay, so symptom of heart valve disease generally include this. Okay, normally if you have this kind of problem happening inside the blood, inside your heart, the valve cannot function properly. Number one, you will feel fatigue. Okay, serious fatigue, because the supply of oxygen and then the nutrient to your whole body, because your heart is not pressing, is not beating in a regular basis. Okay, it didn't really very good in your flowing, okay, of your blood, okay, to your whole body, and then eventually it affect the supply of oxygen and then the nutrient to all the cells, and then the generating of ATP, okay, generating of energy inside the cells are getting slow. Okay, it's what I mentioned just now. Okay, because it will eventually affect the heart, the lung, okay, the flow of blood inside the lung, and then this will eventually affect the exchange of gas inside the lung, and sometimes because it didn't pumping the blood in a very effective way, sometimes too much of blood is not flowing in time, okay, to your heart. Okay, those water contained in the blood, okay, it may eventually, okay, comes out, retain inside your lung there, and then it causes shortness of breath. Okay, exchange of oxygen start to have problem, so you feel very difficult to breathe, and then the rhythm will start affected by your heart. Okay, the heart start cannot control to let the heart beat in a regular way, and then sometimes it also will affect the nodes which will deliver the electric current, okay, to the whole heart, not function in a proper way, and then this will eventually cause irregular heartbeat. That means either it's too slow, the heart beating, or the heart is beating very fast, or sometimes the heart is beating irregularly, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Okay, and then maybe after a certain time, you might notice the symptom of swelling on the feet and ankles. And then some people, okay, they might suffer from chest pain, but not everyone will feel very like heart attack, very strong chest pain. They will feel discomfort on the chest, what we call the angina, okay, which will cause some certain degree of pain in the muscle in the middle of the chest there, but it still didn't give you a very strong impact, like using a hammer or giving a punch on your heart, that kind of pain. Okay, it still didn't hit to that degree, like what we see in the TV normally when they show the heart attack is happening. Okay, those chest pain is very, very strong one. Okay, so you might experience chest pain, but not that strong. But you have to take care once chest pain, or some people, okay, they might experience irregular heartbeat. You suddenly find that your heart either normally is heart beating very fast, then you realize that your heart is beating in an abnormal rate. Okay, and then maybe sometimes you might experience a very fast heartbeat until the chest, you can feel the rhythm of up and down, up and down. Then you really know that your heart is not beating in a regular basis. And then normally during that time, okay, what we call the heart fibrillation is happening. Normally the heart is beating, but the blood is not going out one. And then the supply of blood to your brain will getting low. Dizziness will happening, or fainting. Okay, sometimes when it's serious, you will be fainted, okay, on the spot, and then it will cause very serious damage, okay, to your body. Okay, and then during that time, if you check by a doctor, doctor will hear her abnormal sound, is beating, is happening inside the heart there. Okay, if the doctor check with a stethoscope, then they will find the heartbeat is irregular, abnormal, and then they will diagnose, and then they will immediately, okay, try to reduce down, okay, the especially when the heart is beating too fast. Okay, so the heart valve sometimes it can cause many complications also, including some very serious heart failure. Okay, that means after a certain period of heart valve problem, okay, eventually we develop into heart failure. That means the heart muscle also cannot function properly. Okay, because sometimes the heart valve problem will cause the heartbeat to be too fast, too irregular, and then eventually it will cause damage to the heart tissue. And then it is very common for a person who have heart valve problem, okay, and then the heart maybe is not beating in a regular basis, especially those people who are beating too slow, or okay, they can develop plaque and then can cause stroke easily. Okay, because blood clots can easily form when the heart cannot pump your blood effectively. Okay, of course, abnormalities on your heart rhythm, and then finally very serious, maybe it will cause death also. Okay, so this is the normal complication that brought by a problem of heart valve. And then heart valve, some people, they might because of genetic DNA problems, very young age they already have this problem, and they might have to go through or operation to rectify it. Okay, now actually the advancement of technology, we are eventually can do replacement, okay, of the heart valve, okay, either sometimes by animal valve, okay, or sometimes by man-made valve, okay, which will last for a period of times, okay, and then it will help rectify the problem we are facing. So normally when the heart is not beating regularly, you really feel very, very discomfort. That's why I'm putting the title, the heart is messed up. And then sometimes you will have the kind of feeling which like you feel like very scary. Okay, the heart is beating very fast. Okay, because in normal heartbeat, okay, in normal operation, our brain actually have a system to ignore, okay, the notice of our heartbeat. Okay, because the heart beating normally tick tock like this. If your brain is noticing it, it will be very disturbing to the brain, especially when you sleep. If you feel that the heart is beating there, and then you can hear, and then this will cause problem to your sleeping one. So we have a system whereby if your heart is beating in a normal rate, that is around 60 up to maybe around 100, or in different condition. Normally when you are inactive, okay, you are just doing nothing, sitting down, relaxing, your heartbeat normally will be like 60 or up to 75, something like that. Okay, but if you have some activity, walking or doing some exercise, it might increase, okay, from 60, 75, and then 85, 95. Within 100 is still considered, okay, normal. Okay, so with some activity, it will go up to 90 something sometimes. Okay, but if you go for rhythmic, okay, those oxygen, a lot of deep breathing exercising, okay, we actually try to have some exercise on the heart, okay, which normally we advise people to do, okay, at least one day, maybe you have 30 minutes, okay, you go for a fast walk, okay, and then you will make the heart it increase the beating up to 120, maybe 140 sometimes, for a period, okay, of 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, slowly goes up maximum and then maintain there for a while and then slowly goes down. This will be able to train the heart cells to make sure our heart cells will be maintained in a very good condition. And then we are encouraged to do this kind of exercise to the cells of the heart, okay, every day. And then just let you know, the heart cells cannot grow back very easily. So normally the heart cells will be replaced, okay, almost 20 years once. Okay, 20 years it will change one time only. So the whole heart cells will change within 20 years once. So eventually, if our lifespan is 120 years above, maybe it will change for 6 times. So it will take a very long time, okay, to reproduce and regenerate the heart cells. So we have to maintain the heart cells to make sure the heart cell won't damage, won't be spoiled, okay, because of heart attack, because of the short of supply of oxygen or nutrient to the heart cell, the function of the cell is deteriorate, and then the production of ATP inside the heart cell is not strong. So the pressure that will be produced, okay, the strength can be produced, but your heart cell is deteriorating. Okay, this will cause problem to the heart. Okay, as what we mentioned earlier. Okay, so when the heart is not pumping nicely, okay, either because of the valve or secondly because of the electric impulse, okay, produced by our natural pacemaker here. Okay, there will be a group of muscle here on the right hand side, on top of the right hand side of the heart. There will be a group of muscle which will generate electrical impulse, okay, and then give with the coordination of your nervous system, okay, or the hormones, okay, and then the nervous system will direct, and then the generating of current inside here, all these cells, and then the current will be released, okay, through all the nodes. Okay, here we call the SA node. Okay, so whether this SA node is strong or not, okay, is able to produce the current that necessary, okay, to begin the heartbeat effectively or not. So it will affect, okay, the performance of your heart. So some people, they suffer problem here. Okay, the SA nodes here, the cells here cannot generate or enough electrical impulse. Okay, the current is not that strong to make the heart pump in regular basis. Okay, so normally it will cause the heart to beat slower, and then it require a pacemaker, man-made pacemaker, to be replaced here, so that when the current is not sufficient, the pacemaker or the battery will provide some electric current here to make sure the current, okay, provide to go through here is sufficient. And then when it go into the heart, there will be another type of node, okay, which what we call the AV node. Okay, all these node, okay, in your atria or your ventricles, or it tabulate, okay, all these node inside here. We can say that is connecting like the wire that we have actually is connecting in the nervous system way, okay, transmitting of signal, okay, all this, and then the current, okay, is happening when the release of current, the electrical impulse from your SA node go inside into your atria. Okay, so the atria, the AV node receive it, and then it will distribute to the whole muscle. Okay, and then here the connection in the ventricle also the muscle below here, but there are two, the timing of reaching of the current is slightly different, or there will be a slightly pause, okay, in the media. So the first, when the current comes in, your artery will contract first, okay. Once the artery contract, okay, the blood okay, will flow into your ventricles, so the valve here will open, okay. So the second time the current will reach here, the contraction of your ventricles start, and then this blood from here will push out, okay, through your main artery and then go to your whole body, okay. So this happening in your right side of your heart also, there is pumping to the lung lah. Okay, so this is the process. So the tabulation of all these nodes and then the volume, the number of nodes inside here will affect, okay, how it contract, and then the coordination of the nervous system, okay, will make sure the pulse in between, so that the rest of the heart is sufficient, and then the second contraction will begin in the right time. So the opening of all your valve can be what we call coordinated in a perfect way. So mess up won't happening inside here. So the flow of your heart will be in one direction only, and then very effective. Okay, so this push, the strength is good enough, and then the blood will flow to your whole body in a very efficient way. Okay, so what happened if sometimes either the SA node here is insufficient strength of the current that are produced by the cells here, okay, or the watt is not that sufficient, okay, to make sure the pumping the strength of the pumping. So you face problem, then we need a pacemaker. Okay, and then secondly, sometimes the tabulation of all these AV node, okay, inside the heart, maybe it's not good also. Sometimes the current reach to all the muscle is not that strong, then the contraction is not that good, and then the blood flow will be slow. Okay, and then this eventually normally it will affect the heart, or make the heart beating slower also. Okay, and then sometimes it might happen, okay, the nodes on the ventricles or the arteriole is higher, or the tabulation is not correct, so the receive of the current to make the muscle contract, if it's not coordinated properly, the muscle here, maybe here is contracting, here is contracting, the other side is contracting, but not in the same times, in the same rhythm, and then make mess up of the contraction. So this will not produce a very good strength, okay, for the pushing of the blood coming up. So your heart maybe is beating in that way. The heart is simply beating, and then you will beat very fast sometimes. Okay, some people maybe they might experience the heart is beating 300 to 400 times per minute. So the normal rate is 60 to 100 only. Or even exercise will go up, we maintain 120, 140, but eventually sometimes you will go very strong exercise, maybe it will goes up furthermore, 160, 180, but eventually it will go down. Okay, but if you have this kind of problem, the current supply is totally messed up, the heart or the muscle is pumping in such a way, okay, it's not in a same direction or in the same times. The heart is simply jumping here and there, and then this pumping will cause the heart totally mess up in the beating, and then the beating will become irregular, and then sometimes it will cause too fast palpitation will happen, and then this will cause your heart suddenly didn't pump in a regular way, and then your brain cannot block the symptoms, okay, this symptom, and then you will notice the heart is beating. So in fact, normal in the normal range of blood heartbeat, normally the brain will ignore the heartbeat so that to make sure it won't disturb you. But when the heart is beating too fast, sometimes slow down of the heartbeat the signal is not as strong also. Okay, but the fast beating of the heart eventually it will go above the blockage of the brain also. Your brain will notice that. Okay, and then there is a times sometimes the brain will react also because the heart is beating very fast. The release of hormone will start to change also. So because some the adrenal those adrenal hormone release will cause the heart to beat faster also in normal time. Okay, and then when the heart beating higher, the adrenal gland will release the hormone higher, and then the change of hormone inside the body will start to happen also. So this type of beating will cause the change in the hormone also, and then the whole thing will go into a process where you will feel like scary, very afraid because of the heart beating too fast. And then especially for those who have problem not only physically, okay, psychologically, like those who have what we call anxiety, okay, uh, uh, this what we call stress, okay, too high stress. How to call it? Anxiety. The opposite type is what are they? Suddenly, okay. So all these are for those people when they go to a place, too many people, and then the heart start beating very fast. Then the first signals are they feel very scared. Okay, they want to run away from the places. Right? So this is one of the symptoms normally you will notice, and then there is a way to know that okay you have a irregular habit. Okay, normally you discover that you have this kind of problem, and then you go for further check. Otherwise, want to really check out whether you have irregular habit or not. Normally, a normal ECG is not easy because if the irregular habit is not happening, okay, and then you check, then your heart is function in a normal way, then you would have a very good ECG. Okay, only certain times when the current supply is not working properly, okay, and then maybe the a sudden contraction, and then the pumping is the strength of the current given or the tabulation, the muscle didn't move in a very good way, coordination is not that good, and then it causes this heart to beat irregularly. Only when you beat irregularly, immediately you go and test your ECG, then you will notice, okay, the heartbeat, the rhythm is different. Otherwise, very difficult. Okay, but through the symptoms that it give, okay, and then you insist on testing. Normally, the second way of testing of irregularly of heart beating is through a device, which normally doctor will give you and put a lot of wire or stick onto the outside of the heart, okay, in the middle of your chest there, and then he will give you a device to wear for one night, okay, one whole day. Then the device will record down in the whole days how the reaction of your heart, how it beats. Is it beating in a regular way when you sleep, when you have activity, or is irregular? Okay, if is irregular, how serious it is, and normally, or if the doctors suspect they might be because of some other reason, okay, maybe they have to go for a further test, or like ultrasound, or like MRI, okay, maybe a heart scan, okay, or sometimes they may advise you to go for an exercise test if they expect, okay, the artery, the coronary artery got problem. Okay, so these are the steps doctor will advise you to do, or step by step, okay, accordingly. Okay, so this is a sinus node, okay, generating electrical impulse one. Normally, if here got problem, okay, this signal transmitting the signal, the current, transfer, into other nodes in the centricle here. Okay, all these are joined to give a current impulse, or electrical impulse to the muscle, so the muscle will contract. Okay, so all this signal transmitting, okay, and then the produce, okay, and then the coordination between the nervous system, all it very strongly depends on all the trace mineral inside a body also. So some people, they might, okay, have this minerals problem deficiency. Okay, this cause the charging and then the producing of the current inside here is not so good. And then sometimes the cells here is not strong enough to generate, okay, the electrical that it needs. Okay, and then this is because of the cells inside here, the generating of all the energy that it requires is not good. Okay, that we can say the ATP production of all the cells inside here may not function in a very good condition also. Okay, so some maybe because of the AV node quantity, okay, the AV node in the muscle here and here, okay, the tabulation is not equally tabulate. Some parts are a lot, some parts very less. Okay, or the total overall quantity, some people might be too less, some people might be too many, or because of the expansion of the muscle here, which will trigger the formation of the blood vessel, and then it will trigger the formation of these nodes also, so that the current will be delivered to the muscle, and then sometimes it will be too much, and then if too much, then it will cause the heart sometimes it's too beating too fast or too strong. Okay, so the function will be affected. Okay, and then sometimes the poor coordination of your nervous system, okay, to control, and then your hormone secretion. Okay, so far we know the adrenal hormone is the first which will affect the heartbeat, and then your what we call the thyroid gland, or thyroidism, or either hypo or hyper also, or it will affect, okay, the function of the heart, how it beats also. Okay, so if you experience hyperthyroidism, so sometimes your heart will beat very fast also, because indirectly it will increase the adrenal gland to release more adrenal hormone, okay, to which will eventually instruct the nervous system to raise your heartbeat one, so that you begin to feel nervous, all those things. So the irregular either is too slow or too fast, or okay, you get regular, and then the most worried one is either your atria, okay, called fibrillation, or your ventricle called fibrillation. That means the node there is not tabulate, the muscle here is not function, and then it's not pumping in a very regular way in a one direction, or the control, okay, of the strength that create the because of the sometimes because of the node is too much, okay, the muscle here simply go and contract, and not in a total condition, okay, contract together. So this will cause the whole heart to beat very fast one, simply beat here and there. Then it will cause the heart beat until 300, 400 times. Okay, and then these are the major cause of death, okay, in heart attack. Okay, this what we have to really take care about it. Okay, so that to make sure we won't so easily involved in this kind of problem. Okay, so we go back. I go back to the uh, okay. The actually last uh, the 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 help of laser, okay, and then the control of all this heart problem, no matter whether it is due to the heart muscle, okay, those artery blockage, okay, what we call the coronary artery disease, the blockage of the vessel, okay, the artery to your heart itself to supply blood, the oxygen and then nutrient to the heart cells, or the development of the heart valve problem, or eventually the current, the electrical impulse of the heart. Okay, all these it would they are related, okay, mostly to what we call the hypertension, okay, hyperglycemia, hyperlipidemia, and then this high in uric acid. Okay, these four high. Normally, if you didn't control nicely, okay, sometimes it takes you. Let's say you got diabetes. Okay, for let's say you didn't control it nicely, maybe for 8 years, 10 years, it will develop into heart disease. It will make a blockage, okay, happening inside the artery that supply blood to your heart, and then due to that, okay, eventually it will make the heart expanding, and then thickening of the wall, and then eventually affect the valve, okay, and finally the whole system maybe cannot function nicely because of the increase of the node, okay, that is tabulating inside the whole heart, which the current that produce cannot be spread into your heart in a very proper way, and then the contraction got problem. Okay, so in the prevention of heart disease, of course, we'll go back to the most basic thing. The first is to control your heart pressure. Of course, we know the formation of the blood inside all the artery, not only in the coronary artery, okay, but also in the brain or in the abdominal or the main artery there. Or this artery, one of the reason is because of high blood pressure, which the pressure is good enough to actually injure, okay, all your artery and all the vessel, okay, inside the body, okay, and then this eventually will cause, okay, what we call inflammation is happening, and then, okay, high cholesterol, okay, will involve, okay, in the inflammation, okay, in the injury, okay, the recovery of the scar of those things, and then it causes all these lipid, all these unnecessary things, cholesterol to form in the inside layer of your artery, which call, okay, plaque formation and narrowing of your artery, and then these are the main cause of the flow, okay, of blood into your heart getting lower and lower, okay, because it's happening inside the artery, or the coronary artery, which is supplying blood to your heart cells, okay, and then this is happening, and then furthermore, sometimes we have a very high glucose level, and then it further, okay, the combination of all these glucose lah, salt lah, okay, all the minerals, and then with all this cholesterol, lipid, okay, and then some of the unused um, what we call the red blood cell, and then sometimes because of injury, okay, the release of your pellet become higher, and then this pellet will make all these things they will gather, and then the crystallize, and then the blood, the thrombosis will start to happen, and then this cause, okay, the totally block of your blood vessel, and then heart attack is happening, or totally block in the brain there is happening, and then it causes stroke, okay, and then this is the very serious illness which will bring death very fast. Okay, so to control it from the very beginning is to avoid to have these three. So we say prevention is better than cure. Okay, if you still don't have these three problem, you must do something. Okay, especially to avoid obesity. You don't keep on eating too much. Okay, and then overweight, and then eventually we develop hypertension, high glucose, high cholesterol. Okay, so the first part, okay, trying not to getting obese, and avoid these two very bad habits, that is smoking, because smoking will cause this free radical, and then it will easily, okay, and then this is the first high risk factor which cause the formation of blood inside the vessel, all the artery. And then of course alcohol, too high of alcohol consumption, which will bring maybe a burden to your liver, okay, which eventually affect the quality of your blood, because liver is the filter to make sure your blood is cleansed every day. During your sleep time, it will start to clean all your blood, okay, detoxify all those toxins inside your blood, so that the next day, okay, eventually you can detoxify, and then you can flush out all this waste, okay, from your body, okay, so that it won't make your blood to become very dirty or contain too much of unwanted waste. All this waste will be produced because of a daily metabolic inside the body, or eventually it will be flushed out, okay, through the body, okay, through the help, okay, of liver, and then our kidney, or this, okay. So a heavy drinker, you will give problem, okay, to your, and then burden a lot to your liver. And then maintain a good exercise, so that your blood flow inside your blood can flow nicely. And then of course avoid unhealthy eating habit, drink more water, take healthy food, especially nowadays we are taking too much of meat, too less of veggie and fruits, which are the most problem, okay, which cause the viscosity of the blood getting bad, your heart, your blood getting too much of waste. And then some more we didn't practice very good, maintain very good bowel movement, and then this eventually will make your blood become thicker and thicker, and then it start will accumulate toxin, and then it will cause plaque, okay, and blockage on the artery. Okay, so from here we will know, okay, if we want to prevent, okay, all this heart problem, okay, number one, of course, the four high okay, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and then high urine acid. We have to monitor it nicely, improve, okay, drink more water, okay, to avoid, okay, the blood viscosity and avoid thrombosis happening. Okay, this is very, very important. So water intake, make sure you drink enough water. Okay, number third, maintain a very good blood circulation, at least exercise half an hour daily, or okay, you must find some way how to improve, okay, your exercise, your blood circulation, strengthen the supply of oxygen and nutrient to the cells, to all the cells. Okay, without this, the cells will be damaged, cannot be replenished, regenerate, and then the cells will eventually damage, and then your lifespan will be shortened, okay, because of the DNA damage in the cells sometimes. Okay, and then this normally like very high inflammation, which cause all the problem. Okay, and then free radical is one of the problem which will make inflammation getting worse. And then high antioxidant diet is necessary. So fruits and veggie is a very important issue, okay, because they contain a lot of antioxidant ingredient. They reduce the symptom of cells oxidation and inflammation in the body. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, and then finally, enough a very adequate sleep. Okay, good emotional management. Okay, this is from physiological part. Okay, psychological part. Okay, it affect the secretion of hormone inside the body, and then if you didn't sleep properly also, it affect the release of human growth hormone, the activation of our all these what we call the stem cells inside the body. You have to go through a very good sleeps, okay, to stable balance your nervous system, okay, and then your endocrine system inside the body, so that they work smoothly and very harmony. Okay, then the body will actually all the system is in balanced way. So your inner doctor, what we call the inner repair system, which everyone have one. We are naturally born with this inner doctor, which will repair, regenerate, and then rebuild your whole body one. But all the while, we didn't give sufficient times for the body to repair. We didn't really provide the correct vitamin, minerals, okay, for the heart, for the body to use, so that the generating of energy inside the heart, inside the body will be very full of power. So your inner doctor become very strong to repair the whole body. That's why for a very long period, okay, if you really suffer from this insomnia, definitely your cells inside the body will get damaged slowly, and then the repair won't be that good. Your lifespan will be shortened, okay, because of that. And then this is a very big issue and very important issue. So nowadays, to prevent it, and some people they have already have got this kind of illness on the heart there. Okay, what they should do, okay, just now I've already mentioned all these things you have to take into consideration. And then today we are introducing, okay, this IM Laser, because IM Laser and then the CBA, the new product that we are introducing, okay, lately, okay, to work together, okay, will give you a very high impact on the improvement, okay. Or of course prevention is not a problem, okay. If you use CBA and then IM Laser, okay, I will give a short explanation on how it works, okay. But for those who already have the illness, if they want to really stop it from getting worse, or slow down the process of deterioration, or trying to give some improvement, okay, after they get treatment from doctor, so the regenerating, okay, and then rebuild back the function of the whole body. IM Laser should be able to give you a very good support, okay, in all this area, okay. Because why? Okay, I give you a very good, a very short explanation. So IM Laser basically is a device, a medical device, which are approved by you, this FDA and Euro, okay, and then it's very safe to use, and then it produce a kind of light which we call 650 nanometer light, red light, visible red light, 650 nanometer. And then this light, it contains an ingredient what we call the photon. And then this photon, by using a very high-tech technology of laser, we are able to penetrate the light, okay, so that without any invasion, you just wear this watch, and then on the laser light. The laser light can penetrate and then go into your body. Okay, a few cm into your body, and then eventually it will go into your bloodstream. So normally we'll wear on the wrist where a lot of blood is, we can say that the whole body's blood will flow through, okay, the artery here. Okay, so we'll put the light there so that the light can penetrate, and then it will go into the bloodstream. So the photon, okay, will attach, okay, and will go into the bloodstream, and then this photon will give the research from scientists already proved that this photon, okay, 650 nanometer visible red light, okay, is very effective, okay, in speed up, okay, and in improve and activating, okay, the enzyme inside our whole body, okay, especially inside the blood and then inside all the cells. Okay, in the cells we have enzyme, and then we know enzyme can help the speeding up of a lot of process one. So the light will activate, okay, the process of all this enzyme. So, okay, it will give a result of cleansing all the blood, because blood cell the viscosity of the blood will get bad sometimes because of the enzyme activity inside the blood here is getting low because of temperature, because of viscosity of the blood, and then the light will activating all this enzyme. So the enzyme will cleanse all the blood cell, and then your blood cell, if you go through a blood test or a live blood, you will see, okay, the viscosity of your blood, the attachment of your blood, okay, before and after you use IM laser. You can see how it will opens up nicely. Then the flow will be very fast. Okay, and then some more improvement of water make the flowing of the blood cells become very smooth, and then the taking of oxygen in your lung will be improved, and then all the nutrient that develop, okay, through your blood will be distributed to whole body in a more effective way, so that the nutrient can be delivered to all the cells inside the body. Okay, so by attaching on the blood cells, the neutron, the photon will flow through your whole body, and then eventually it will go to your cells also, and then inside your cells, the organs, okay, what we call the organ, the machine, which in charge of producing energy, what we call the mitochondria. Outside there got a lot of enzyme which will be activated by all this light, all the photon. So the activation of this enzyme will on the production of energy in the mitochondria. So the mitochondria will use your nutrient, okay, and then your oxygen and then water, okay, to produce energy. So by going through this process, ATP will be produced. ATP is the energy that we are using. So this energy will be, a lot will be produced, and each cells will be energized, okay, will be charged with this energy. So we know the whole body consists of all kinds of cells. So all cells got this mitochondria, and this process will make sure all the cells inside your body will produce energy, and then they get stronger, and then they will perform their work nicely. And so we know that, okay, inside, okay, the whole body, okay, we actually, sorry, wrongly pressed. Okay, inside the whole body, all the organs are made from cells. So this eventually will help, okay, to improve the performance and the function of all the organs inside the body. Okay, so that's why if effective in helping to reduce like diabetic because of your pancreas problem. Okay, like it will be able to improve the function of your pancreas, so that to release more insulin, to reduce, okay, the problem of diabetics. Okay, and then it will make sure the heart cells will produce more energy, and then the heart cells and then the energy, okay, that the cells here will be better, so the pumping, the strength will be better. And of course, those cells, okay, inside the muscle that produce all the current, okay, they are especially important, because all these cells, they need to have very high ATP in order to do their work also. Okay, so eventually all these cells will be improved, and then repair, and then regenerate, and then slowly the whole body system, all the organ inside the body will be repaired, regenerate, and then the function will be improved, and then regain. Okay, so beside the production of the ATP, actually during the process of producing ATP, the body will produce these two, which is nitric oxide and ROS, which are very good this neuron signaling transmitting agent. Okay, we know that just now we already mentioned some of the heart problem may be due to our nervous system also, and then the neuron connection, the transmission, okay, they need very good, very high transmitting, and then especially the heart here, okay, the nodes, okay, the transfer of the current, okay, all this, okay, nitric oxide, ROS, okay, especially the connection between the brain and the heart, those neurons, okay, these are a very good signaling agent also. And then it play a very important roles, okay, in the generating of energy, ATP, or inside the cells there. All these signaling agent will help to give proper, okay, signal to the cell to do the respective work. Okay, and then nitric oxide also a very, very strong agent, ingredient, which will help cleanse all the vessel, and then cleanse up all those blood, okay, and then slowly dilate all the plugs. Okay, nitric oxide got this kind of effect, and eventually after a certain period, all your blood vessel, the repair of the cells here, the elasticity of the blood vessel will improve, and then cleanse up all the inner layer of the blood vessel, so that blood won't form so easily. And then this eventually all the system, all the function is better, and then system coordination will be improved, and then of course you will have a better sleep, better function of the organ, and then release of all your hormone will be balanced, and then you should be able to have a better, healthier body, a stronger circulatory system, which are the basis, okay, in supplying oxygen and all the nutrients to the cells, to make sure the cells will get all the nutrients and make stronger. Okay, so these are the basic things. So from here we can see that I'm Laser can help you in many ways. Okay, because it detoxify your body and purify your blood. Okay, improve your digestion and absorption. Okay, and then it repair, restore, and regenerate the whole body cells, so your organ will be getting stronger. Okay, promotion and maintenance of the whole body, all those damaged cells can be repaired, and through a very good sleep, okay, and then the activation of your growth hormone, of your growth factors inside the body, and then the activation of the what we call the stem cells, which are in charge of the stem cells and the growth factor in the repair and then the regenerating of new cells inside the body. So the balancing can be achieved, okay, through a proper guide. There from here you can see actually it's not very hard, okay, to actually God created human life. It won't make the human life to be very messy, okay, very difficult to maintain. Actually, it's not as complicated. Sometimes we make it very complicated, okay, because like for example, you just take your 3 meal variety food that should be able to provide you with sufficient nutrient, okay, but we never follow. So in the triangle of the food pyramid, we can see that normally we take out a lot of animal meats, a lot of oils, okay, we take very less veggie and fruits, and then maybe we take a lot of carbo also, which is not according to the nature make sometimes. Okay, and then you can see from our tea, actually human is a kind of an animal which supposed to take vegetable and then some meats only. That's why our tea or the builds up of our tea is different from those who are eating, okay, meat one like tiger. Okay, you see the structure is different. They're all very sharp one. Okay, so they can bite and they eat the meat. Human being is not like that. Okay, but we because of we like, okay, our attitude, that's why we make it very complicated, and then and then eventually we spoil, okay, the balance diet that we are supposed to go accordingly, and then sometimes because lack of vegetable fruits, and then the body will have problem like lack of enzyme, okay, and then some fiber intake is down, some vitamin is not that sufficient, and this eventually make human to create all kinds of health food supplement, so to supplement to those area which is insufficient, and then it make very complicated. So much of all this health food being created. If you didn't digest properly, you should eat this. If your blood is insufficient, you should eat this. And then I find that eventually it make the whole process of eating become very messy. Okay, sometimes you don't know what you should eat, and then sometimes some people they might go to extreme, either totally meat or either totally or veggie only. They are all incorrect ones sometimes. We should go for a balance, control. Okay, not that high. Actually, you are able, you are allowed to eat anything. Okay, which are created by God for human to eat. One you can eat, but only thing you shouldn't overeat. Okay, you shouldn't eat according to your like, what the way you like, and should go according to the thing your body needs. Okay, that's only. Okay, the control should be in that way only. So we should be allowed to eat all kinds of things. Okay, so CVA. Okay, we are combining CVA with IM laser. Okay, so IM laser. These are physically or what we call we use like what how we call it there. Okay, mechanically that is without using any nutrient. Okay, just a medical device which provide you light. Okay, which the light will give you all kinds of benefits. Okay, but to make sure the productivity, okay, to make sure the formation of the cells, the repair of the cells, the generating of energy inside the cells can be more powerful, more effective, we introduce CVA. Okay, and then the formulation of this CVA we can see that is eventually go according, okay, to IM laser also. So these are brother sister products, okay, which will give very good benefit to our blood circulation, the improve of blood flow, okay, the cleansing of our blood, okay, and then the production of blood, okay, the activating of all our marrow to produce blood. Because some people they have all kinds of heart problem because the blood is insufficient, okay, either because of blockage or the production of the blood is no good inside the body. So IM laser, the use of IM laser is not sufficient to uh, uh, increase the blood volume, the production of blood volume, because all this production need nutrient, okay, to support. Okay, IM laser should be able to activate the cells inside your marrow so that the production will be more effective, but it still needs a lot of ingredient. And then CV8 is the ingredient that we are supplying to the whole body. Okay, so the special of CV8, of course, is the wild ginseng, the stem cell wild ginseng chemical phytochemical in the wild ginseng, okay, which need a very high technology, okay, to extraction of stem cell from a wild ginseng, because wild ginseng is very expensive, and then the ingredient inside the wild ginseng, what we call the ginseng oxide, which are very rare, and if we want to go through extraction of wild ginseng to get all those ginseng oxide, it will be very costly, and then it takes very long time to get all this ginseng to grow, and then some of the ginseng oxide is only appear, okay, is only grow in wild ginseng. Those wild ginseng have to be very long age, okay, like 50, 70, 80 years old. Okay, only then it contain the kind of rare ginseng oxide. Okay, so all the while we are not be able to extract those ginseng oxide directly from all this wild ginseng because it will be too costly. Okay, so far we know one maybe above 50 years ginseng, okay, wild ginseng not those plant one wild ginseng will cost almost maybe 500,000-600,000. Okay, one only okay, so the content of the wild ginseng, the ginseng oxide is not the high one so the extraction is not possible all the while, but due to the invention and then the advance of technology in stem cells, nowadays there's a company, they get the breakthrough and they get the patent, okay, from the whole world, for I think over 80 patents. They're the first in the world, okay, who are able to extract to take out the stem cells lively, okay, from a ginseng, okay, and then using the stem cell to produce what we call to produce the stem cells, to grow the stem cells, and then using a certain method to make the stem cells to produce, okay, all those ginseng oxide that the cells can produce, so that all those phytochemical will be contained inside, okay, the liquid, the cells, the stem cell are produced by using high-tech technology. Okay, so we are able to have this ingredient which contain very rare and ginseng oxide, which are very strong in what we call like anti-cancer, okay, what we call like very good in cleansing the blood, okay, thinning the blood, okay. Some people say the effect of all this ginseng oxide is equivalent like you are taking warfarin, aspirin, all this. So the thinning of blood effect is very strong by taking the phytochemical of this ginseng oxide, okay, inside the wild ginseng. And then furthermore, we add on these three ingredients, that is the Cipaton, okay, and then Aronia berry, and then this promulgated fruits. All these three, they are well known individually. How you can find health food products in the market, or like Cipaton, or they are already in the market for so long. Very good effect in cleansing all the blood cells, in fighting against cholesterol, okay, and then in preventing and protecting heart problem, okay. It produce very good omega-3, and then it contain a lot, all kinds of vitamins and minerals inside it. Okay, so this they are very high antioxidant, and then this Aronia fruits are also very high in all the vitamins, minerals, okay, especially like manganese is very high in Aronia, which is very important in preserving, okay, especially the antioxidant produced by these two fruits, and then one what we can consider nuts, okay, which will protect, okay, and will make sure all the very rare and expensive this ginseng oxide produced by the stem cells of wild ginseng, okay, can be maintained, and then can be absorbed effectively, okay, by the help of all these ingredients, or especially like some of the oils, which contain like omega, okay, which will help to preserve and then to help the absorption of certain ingredient or in the this ginseng. Okay, so the antioxidant also will help oxidation, prevent oxidation happen to the ingredient of this ginseng, which is very expensive, so that the maintenance and the keeping storage can be more effective, and then the effect to our body will be produced and then up to optimum, okay, if we maintain it nicely. Okay, so this is the combination, special, and then the only one in the world, okay, which have, because this is our own this the combined joint venture work with few international research center with Ventros. Okay, they produce this formula, and then this is the only formula in the world, okay, to give you such a good effect in repairing, okay, regenerating, okay, and then what we call reborn, okay, the whole body, and then eventually you will have very strong effect on anti-aging, okay, on reversing of aging, and make sure your energy wise and your outlook, okay, will look younger. And then we believe the combination of the use of IM laser and then the CVA, it will give an optimum, okay, result in repairing, regenerating the cells inside our body, and make sure it can prolong anti-aging and slow down the process of aging inside our body effectively. And then I'm sure the combination of the use of IM laser and CVA, the effect, it won't be 1 + 1 = 2. I'm quite confident it will give you an effect 1 + 1 = 11. So the effect, when you join together and use it, the effect will be tremendous. Okay, and then we have been using it for I think around 1 month so far. We get very good result, and then a lot of testimony also. Okay, so this is the combination, and then the prevention by using IM laser and CVA, which we can help in a lot of area to prevent all kinds of heart disease, especially number one, to make sure the blood can be keep the viscosity of the blood getting very good, and then the supply of oxygen and then the nutrient to the cells will be increased. And then secondly, to improve the vessel, that means to cleanse all your artery, all your vein, nicely, so that blood won't be easily formed. All those already have blood one, it can slowly dilate, improve and cleanse all these things, so that the flow of the blood can be in very good condition and then in very good position. And then furthermore, it can overall improve the whole body cells, so that the whole body function, the whole body cells can be repaired and restored, and then the power, the ATP generating inside your cells can be increased, so that all the cells inside the body are full of power. So your inner healing power will be restored, and then you will have a very strong body, in sense of immune system, in sense in the way of circulatory system, your hormone, and all the system inside the body can work smoothly and strongly and balancedly, and then it gives you a very good in physical change in your body, and then it will produce very good effect psychologically also, and give you a very good sleep and quality rest. So in overall, it will prolong, and slow down all your aging process, or reverse, your aging, and then improve the performance of your daily life, and then you will be regain, and then enjoy your youthfulness again. Thank you. I'm sharing. It's up to here. So any question you all want to ask about today's sharing? We still have some times. I cut down. I think I give it back to the facilitator. Who is the facilitator?
Yeah. I'm still here. Don't worry. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Sometimes I like talking in the air. Is talking to don't know who. No?
Yeah. You are not sure
The feeling,
whether the participants they are still there or not.
Yeah.
Or they fall asleep. Someone saying. Okay, everyone. So we open this time to all of you for asking questions. So you have any doubts about I'm Laser, about CVA, about the heart, your messy heart, or somebody's messy heart? Yes, we will welcome you. So if you got any question, just raise your hand, or you want to type also, it's okay. So once you raise your hand, then I'll let you voice out and talk to Mr. Lee. Yeah. Whatever way you like it. Any question from the floor? Hello? Hello? 有没有什么
Looks
问
like
题
they are there. Looks like they are there.
Yeah, they are still there. They are still there. Very sure. Yeah. Sometimes they just feel shy, think no question, very good, today.
Very good.
Hmm.
Normally I will receive a lot of questions on this topic one.
Yeah, someone is Linda.
Normally,
Hi, Linda.
Hi,
Hello.
hi. Are you, Mr. Lee?
yeah,
I want to
Linda.
I have a question to ask you, but not relating to the heart lah. I
Okay.
want to know, a friend of mine just detected that she has got cancer in her kidney. Okay, one of
Okay.
the kidney which is invaded by cancer 90%. So she has to remove her kidney, of course. But my question now is, do you think we should encourage her to take our CV8 as well as using the IM laser?
Okay, if let's say I will encourage him to use it after removing of the kidney.
Oh, so now
Okay.
cannot lah. Now before, because
Uh,
after 18 of this month only will she go for her confirmation to
okay.
remove.
Okay. Okay. In that case, you ask him to use only on the wrist and then on the nose and no targeting. You don't do
Ah.
targeting because we are trying to give some light to the whole body so that the cells can be improved when he went for operation, or after that he have to go through chemotherapy so the cells still can stand.
Oh no, this one is remove the kidney, one of the kidney remove lah. Assuming that there is no spread of the cancer, she will not have to do the chemo, right?
Yeah, but normally, okay, from the experience removing of the kidney, okay, normally the nodes all the lympha will be affected. There will be chemo one normally
Oh,
because it's a very big organs, so the
oh.
spread will go eventually go to other places also. Okay, which some of it maybe will travel inside the blood, and then doctor to be safe they have to go, maybe the chemo won't be that tough. Okay, the number of frequent the dosage the use of the chemo, and then the dosage won't be the high. It depends on the balance of all the cancer cells inside the body. But from what I see, for those very big organ, not simple, just to remove the organs without going through the chemo. Normally, they will have some balance.
Oh, you see.
Mm.
So
Okay, so
so far
you.
from your so far from your experience, what's the chances of survival? She's a very close friend of mine. I get very worried for her.
Okay, of course, if after removing the kidney, okay, it depends on one side, the other side of the kidney, or is it still function, percentage of function, how is it? And then, of course, during that periods, or whether the patient is strong enough or not, if he have to go for the further, okay, like chemo or radiotherapy or this therapy, whether he's strong enough or to stand, okay. So that depends on individual how strong they are, okay, to stand the process. I think the first stage of removing shouldn't give them very because of the advancement of technology on all the operation. It won't give him a very but the chemo will give you a lot of side effect, and then whether he's strong enough to stand or not, that is the main test is on that part.
Oh,
So for me, of course, if let's say I'm laser before, okay, he go for the operation, okay, we can use it. But after the operation, if he will go into chemotherapy, then maybe we are not able to use laser, okay, because during the times, maybe you have to wait for the chemotherapy to finish first. Only then you start to use the laser. Maybe during the process of recovering, then you take CV8 all this, and then CV8 you might be able to take it when you do chemo also. Okay, maybe after chemo a few days rest, okay, after the effect of the chemo, then you take the CV8 again. Okay, so before you go for operation, then you take your CV8, okay, to make sure your immune system, your antibody is strengthened. You can try.
Okay.
Because so far the test on CVA on the control of cancer cells, they are very positive, and then they are very strong also.
Mm. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Lee. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Very informative. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lee, we have this Nancy here. She asked, kidney failure can use IM laser, already 6-year dialysis.
Of course, okay. Of course, kidney patient, they can use IM laser, definitely. Okay, but the purpose of using the IM laser, you must make it clear, okay? Because the IM laser would be able to help you to a certain extent to cleanse your blood also. Okay? So maybe your quality of life will be improved because of the energy wise you will be improved. Okay, but is it able to replace the dialysis that you are running? Or it depends on individual, and then it's not easy. Okay, I can tell you it's not easy if you already go for dialysis for many years. But so far we know that because when you have to go for dialysis, your blood quality or your energy level, and then the quality of your life may be seriously affected. And then IM laser, the use of IM laser will definitely help you in this side. Okay, we don't talk about healing your kidney problem first. Okay, because there is a very big project. Okay, maybe IM laser cannot fulfill what you need. Okay, that is to replace totally your dialysis process. So far we have maybe the those chemical or the medication they use or during the dialysis can be reduced, and even the interval of dialysis can be improved after using IM laser, but totally stop of dialysis, I still didn't see for those who already went for dialysis so many years they can eventually come to the stage or they don't have to go for dialysis. So far I didn't see. Okay, I don't have this kind of testimonial. I got testimonial for those who are suspected, okay, who are already start, okay, to cleanse, okay, by using very low medication, okay, some even cleansing with water only, okay, according to them. They use IM laser, okay, for a certain period, and then eventually they are able to run away from doing dialysis. I got some testimony on that. So to be honest, if a dialysis patient want to use IM laser, I will advise him the way of using is eventually is to improve his power, stamina, okay, to make sure the cleansing of the blood is more effective inside the body, and to strengthen the organs, okay, the cells of repair inside the body, so that the effect of dialysis, which the side effect of all these medication that you are having might be minimized, okay, to a certain extent, which will prolong, okay, and then improve the quality of your life. I would say like that. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. So means that you can use. Don't worry, they can use. But remember, if you are proposing to a kidney failure patient, he has or she has to wear on the right wrist, right wrist, and also the nasal. Okay, Mr. Lee, Linda has another question. Please advise left arm numb is an indication of which organ problem? Left thumb. Bagus.
Left hand, left arm lah, left arm.
Thumb.
Okay, of course,
thumb.
of course. 大拇指 only. 大拇指 or the arm.
Thumb. Thumb.
大拇指
大拇指。
Of course, if you ask like this, very difficult to answer you lah. Huh? Okay, definitely
Left
if there
arm
is
then
any
easier
problem.
lah.
Yeah. So the thumb, maybe there are injury on the thumb, okay, which will cause all this fluctuation to the thumb there is not that good. Or mostly, okay, we are seeing people having this kind of problem, especially on the end of the thumb there. Okay, the muscle there. Okay, actually the fiber inside there. Maybe there are some injury, and then the recovery, okay, from the injury and the formation of your tissue, and then the fiber is stuck together already, and then this will cause pain, okay, and then the flow of your blood on the thumb there, okay. And then if you want to say that the reflection of the organ mostly on the thumb are related to the 大肠经 it related to 大肠经 and then your 肺经 okay, your lung also, okay. So the end there the 虎口 there we say the 合谷穴 is related to your lung and your colon one, okay. But you don't base on this lah, okay, because you should have other symptoms already, okay. I feel that the most high possible, okay, is injured on the thumb there, and then it causes blockage of circulation, or because it takes some times the forming of and then the recovery of the injury may cause some tissue which stick together, and then it causes the flow, and then some of the nervous system the nerve are affected, and then eventually your thumb have some problem. This is very high possible lah. Okay, and then some people they might have like high cholesterol, and then blockage might happen, okay, in a certain vein or artery, which cause problem to the thumb. That is possible also, but very very difficult to give you a perfect answer. Okay.
Okay, what happened to those, let's say, middle of night or when they wake up in the morning, and then the left or the right arm numb?
Only the thumb.
Arm.
No.
So,
Normally the whole arm one.
Whole arm, yeah.
The lower part of the arm. This I find that this very high possible is cholesterol, high in cholesterol, and then the blood flow in the arm there is not that smooth already, and then it will easily cause, let's say when you sleep and then you didn't put the hand correctly also, then the next morning the numbness will happen very easily. So when we talk about numbness happening in the palm or in the arm, okay, either because of certain blockage, okay, is happening because of high cholesterol in the arm there, because here got a lot of artery and vein one. Either the vein got blocked or the artery got blocked, or also will cause the flow of the blood is not as smooth. And then secondly, some people they might have some problem on the nerve. Okay, that means the control, and then some disorder this location either in the neck or in the shoulder there, okay, which eventually will cause some affect in the transmission, and then the neuro to be under very high pressure, and then it causes numbness in the head. Sometimes we have to do some adjustment, okay, on the neck or on the shoulder, okay, like those you see sometimes like you see Facebook like Chris Leong he like to do all the click like that okay, that is to locate back to put into to put the things into a proper position okay. Then some exercise, maybe on the neck, okay, on the shoulder. Those morning exercise, it can improve also. You can try and do it. Okay.
So basically, I think nowadays we cannot run away from using handphone. Spend a lot of time, maybe half of our time on handphone. So after a
Yeah.
while, there are some people, the neck behind, they feel the nerve so uneasy. So what is your advice? What is your advice? How to use IM laser and where to
Actually,
put the target
there
treatment?
are two parts. Normally we'll have problems. So one is on the neck, the other side is on your arm also. Sometimes you talk freehand, you just hold like this. Talking for half an hour. After that, you want to put down your head also cannot. Okay, like cramping.
Yeah,
So all
correct.
this indicate what? It indicate your blood circulation in your body is bad. No good. The flow getting very slow already after a certain position. Of course, number one, avoid a very long period of same position holding there, and then cause the blood flow slow and slower. And then this is a very dangerous, especially on the neck there. Some people, after a very long period, okay, the flow of blood to the blood is getting slower. Suddenly you goes up. Okay, so if I'm laser, I will advise you must use I'm laser every day lah, to improve your blood circulation. Make sure your blood won't become very difficult to move. Your water intake should be sufficient. Okay, so to make sure the blood circulation is in a very good condition. Of course, if you want to do reading or all this for very long period and interval, you have to stop and do some exercise to relieve, to make sure the blood flow will be increased. Or if you don't have that kind of habit, then you just put your arm laser on the neck, okay, on your arm, okay, all these places for a while, okay, or when you are doing your work, or either put on your wrist there, and then sometimes I'll put on the neck there lah. Okay, so to make sure all these places the blood flow will be in very good condition. So the slow of the blood flow, it didn't happen. Normally you'll be okay, right? Okay, all the waste and then water, okay, it won't retain. Then you won't have that kind of pain. Okay, is happening. Okay, pain is happening normally for a very long period. You hold there, and then the blood flow is going down. The cells there didn't get blood supplies sufficiently. So nutrient and then oxygen, all this is insufficient. So the generating, you remember the generating of the ATP. If the oxygen is insufficient, okay, the acid will be generated, and then after that your muscle will feel very pain. So that is what happened when those people who are lack of exercise, suddenly you go for a walk for long hours of exercise, then after that the next day you feel your muscle very pain. Okay, because of the blood flow, the supply of oxygen to all those area, to all those tissue, all those cells is insufficient yet. So in the process of generating the ATP, because the oxygen is insufficient, the burning of all the glucose is not in perfect condition. So there will be waste produced, and this waste will cause acidic the accumulation of all those acidic waste, and then this is cause the muscle to feel pain. And then sometimes it's too high, sometimes it will affect your neuron also, and then cause inflammation also. So this is why some people after holding a position for too long, then you feel the muscle is pain. That's the reason. Okay.
So better put on the IM laser on the neck regularly, or make it a habit and you get ready when you want to use phone for a long time.
Yes. Okay, I will advise you want to use your phone for a long time. Make sure your eye laser is already on your hand. Okay, and then if you want to bend your head neck, make sure after using on the hand, then you put on your neck. Okay, then you can avoid all those things. Otherwise, you have to exercise in between interval. After 1 hour, you have to do some of the shoulder exercise or the neck. You have to do here and there to make sure the blood flow will go back
Relax,
into normal. Yeah, that's the only way actually.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lee. So it's 10:30. So the time is up. So last question. So I would like to put to the floor last question. Just now someone was I think Mr. Gan raised hand. So Mr. Gan, do you have any question? I you have the last question to ask Mr. Lee. Hello? No? Yeah. If not, then thank you. Thank